Hello, I'm joined today by Cindy Lamour from DiLego Jewelry in North Adams. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Markel.
Yes, of course. And she is going to tell us a little bit about how to pick out some jewelry for your loved ones at Valentine's Day.
Well, especially if you're looking for diamond pieces.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the main pieces for Valentine's Day is if it's not heart-shaped, it's something in the diamond.
Now, before we get into this, because this is also beautiful and it's calling my name, tell us a little bit about DiLego Jewelry for people who don't really know about your business. You guys have been along for a long time, haven't you?
Well, we have. I'm third generation at the jewelry store. It was started by my great uncle back in the 30s. My aunts took it over for quite some time, and that's when I came into working there. And it was kind of like my part-time after-school job. But I really took a liking to it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, who wouldn't?
And you gradually learn the different phases of the business, and we took workshops and did different things like that to get the knowledge and the know-how, and here we are today.
Yeah, I mean, I know that DiLego Jewelry, you guys have been around for a while. You're the last jeweler in North Adams, is that correct?
In North Adams right now,
Yeah.
yes, we are.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it then. So first that we talked about a little bit when we were talking a little bit off air is the 4 C's that most people come to know when picking out jewelry.
Correct. So they're the basic, your clarity, your color, and your carat. So what we're looking for in your cut would be not just your shape, but also the difference in the way the cut gives you the different way that the light will reflect and refract.
Okay.
Now this is, the earrings here represent your basic round brilliant cut, as well as this solitaire in the back, your classic 4-pronged solitaire. And this piece here is the more modern, it's an oval cut with the halo rim of diamonds around it, which is a very popular look right now. And then you have your pear shape, your princess cuts, which are more square, very pretty, very sparkly. This is an emerald cut here off to the end there, and that also is set with baguette diamonds to the side, which are the long tapered baguettes. Gives it a very subtle sparkle of light to the side of the stones.
What would you say most people are gravitated to?
Well, the round brilliant,
cut.
yeah, the round brilliant is beyond the most popular cut, and of course, it's. I think what everyone thinks of first when you say diamond is that classic look. Which is why I was even
sitting in the setting.
Exactly, like this was even referred to as the Tiffany, so that it brings the stone up, it shows the stone off, not only at the top but also on the bottom, into the point, into the culet, and it gives you great lighting to come up and refract and reflect throughout the stone, which enhances your color and brings that sparkle to your eye.
Now, you talked about what the stone was actually sitting in, talking about settings even. What could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So the settings are very diverse. You can go from something very, very simplistic to something with multiple stones. You can have more than one center stone as well. You can add color to them. These are mostly all set in the 14-karat white gold. Platinum's available, yellow gold's available, and there's even styles that will just give you some decoration or scrolling on the sides. There's looks that they're bringing back the antique look, something that's more open and like kind of like your grandma had.
So continuing with the 4 C's, the next that we want to talk about is color, is the one that we always forget about. Color, which is something that people don't really consider when picking out diamonds.
Right, so when you hear the term, you're looking for color, but in the diamonds, we're actually looking for the absence of color when we're talking about a white stone anyway.
Okay.
We're looking for kind of a little bit prismatic and a sparkle that will radiate from the stone. And of course, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for it bouncing into your eye and giving you that that sparkle that we've all come to know. So we're not actually looking for color like the Hope diamond being blue, although there are divisions of color. We're actually looking for the best sparkle and scintillation that's possible to come from the stone, which is
something
why
that
it has
really
to be
think about.
cut so well in order for that refraction
all
and
tie
reflection of light to come up through and dazzle you and give you the full beauty of the stone.
And finally, one more thing that I wanted to cover was carat when choosing something like this, which is something that people know the term, but sometimes people don't really know what those numbers mean or.
Well, so way back in the beginning, in India, they would measure a diamond by the number of carob seeds. So that's how they determined its weight.
Okay.
Of course, now we can't walk around with pockets of carob seeds, so it became, in the 17th century, it was kind of reformed, and through the metric system and all, we've gotten to our various ways of measuring the stone for its depth and its diameter, but also we have refined it a little bit more so that it's based on a system of 100. This stone here would represent the 100. This is what a 1 carat diamond would typically look like.
Okay.
So that would be what we would call the 100. Now the pear shape here, even though it's a different shape, this is about 1/3 of a carat. So what we're doing is we're measuring and we're using a mathematical formulation to find out what the carat weight is. You can also still weigh them on scales when they're loose, but that's how you'll determine the carat. And the carat weight also leads to what a lot of people refer to as the 5th C, which is the cost. So that will come into play eventually when you're looking at a stone.
We all know that if you love them enough, there really is no 5th C.
Well, I mean, we do know that everyone has a budget in mind, and we do try to work with you along those lines because there are many different styles to choose from and different sizes and offerings that we can do.
Which I'm actually kind of happy that you brought that up because we had talked about this before where a lot of people do their research online and look at different places online. Pinterest, I know, is one that I use a lot. But it's very different to be in person in front of them and hold them in your hand and feel them and, really get to analyze it for yourself.
Absolutely. You're 100% assured of what you're getting when you're able to take the stone and put it on and get the feel for it and, oh, please do.
I know. It's calling my name. It's beautiful. Here, let's look at it in the camera real quick.
It makes
our producer, Ryan.
Yeah, it just makes such a difference to be able to see it and put it on your hand to get the size. Absolutely, I'm sure.
Which finger?
Left hand.
For sure.
3rd finger, left hand. That's the one that the Egyptians believed was closest to your heart.
I have read that online too.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
So a lot of scintillation, a lot of sparkle, especially with the halo, with the surround of stones around the
I love
oval
that.
center.
Look at that shine, the lights. Oh, it's beautiful.
They are pretty.
Slowly take it off my finger. So maybe somebody who doesn't know their ring size, because for a long time I really didn't know my ring size either. What are some maybe quick tips that you could do around the house maybe to figure it out? I know that we were talking about some little household items that we could use.
It's true. Some people have used dental floss. Well, sometimes when you're using a string or a yarn, those tend to stretch a little bit. So those aren't really very accurate. A bread wrap or twist tie, those tend to be the
like
best.
What you get in the produce too.
Yes, exactly. You can get a nice feel and have a good fit, and it'll measure right on our
which is
mandrel.
helpful if you didn't know your own ring size, or maybe for somebody else.
Absolutely, but of course we always encourage you to stop in at any time. There's never a charge or anything for
of course,
checking
just to get
out.
Sized,
exactly.
Of course.
And and another thing to do too is maintenance on your stones, and stop in to make sure the prongs are tight. We'll give it a nice cleaning and a little spa treatment so that they'll sparkle beautifully again for you.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us and bringing all of this with you. I mean, this is amazing, and hopefully some of you out there got a little bit of tips and tricks for maybe picking out something for a significant other, or even maybe for yourself.
Absolutely. If there's ever any other questions, please drop into the store.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Yeah, give us a shout.
DiLego Jewelry, located in North Adams. Thank you again, Cindy, for joining us.
Thanks.